A grace-filled Friday to all of you, my dear friends. Today is the third Friday of Lent. My name is Abyong Kalo and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Our gospel for today is taken from Mark chapter 12, verses 28 to 34. Here, one of the scribes wanted to test Jesus by asking him what is the greatest of all commandments, thinking that Jesus might disregard a part or other parts of the law. But Jesus, instead of promoting one commandment over the other, defines the law in its essence. That is, love of God with all that we are and all that we have, and the love of neighbor as ourselves. Indeed, these two are the greatest commandments. These two are even worth more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices. But the love of God is even greater than the love of neighbor. Because in John chapter 4, it says there, he who says, I love God, but hates his brother is a liar. Because he who does not love his brother, whom he does see, cannot love God, whom he does not see. But what does it mean to love God with all our heart? Our heart is not just the seat or place of emotions and feelings. Our heart is the seat of decision. So to love God with all our heart means to make sure that God's will is followed in every decision that we make. What does it mean to love God with all our soul? To love God with all our soul means to be satisfied not with earthly things, but to satisfied with what is from heaven, to be satisfied by God alone. What does it mean to love God with all our mind? To love God with all our mind means to renew our mind, to be filled with the truth. To study the scripture is an expression of loving God with all our mind. To think the way God thinks. What does it mean to love God with all our strength? What are our strengths? Our strengths might be our time, talents, and treasures. Let's ask ourselves, how are we using these resources? How do we spend our time? Where do we spend our money? Where do we give our talents and our gifts? Is it pleasing to God when we use them? Maybe this is also a good time for us to examine our Lenten sacrifices and observance. If it's just empty offering and sacrifices without love, then it's not love at all. You see, we can actually offer sacrifices and even obey the commandments without loving God. But we can never love God without serving Him, without obeying Him. So my dear friends and my dear brothers and sisters, let love of God and love of neighbor be our reason in everything that we do. God bless us all.